right, it's a beautiful Sunday evening, day number 12 in the month of October 2025. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Regional Authority, GWEL PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired in the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show tonight. Tonight, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Eye on Port. Eye on Port. Now, we shall be getting interactive with you as usual. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538037353, 0538037353. Now, when the time is ripe, and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water. Or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. FIBA is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Implementation of axle load regulation by Burkina Faso. The attention of all stakeholders, particularly those engaged in the transit trade, is drawn to the decision by the government of Burkina Faso through the Burkina Faso Road Safety Authority to commence the implementation of UEMOA Regulation number 14/2005 CM UEMOA effective September 1, 2025. This regulation seeks to harmonize standards and procedures for controlling the gross weight, axle load, and dimensions of heavy goods vehicles across UEMOA member states. Transitional measures. Effective September 1, 2025, all non-compliant trucks, domestic and foreign, will be denied access to Burkina Faso's road network. All stakeholders are strongly advised to take note of this directive and comply accordingly. This enforcement will also apply to transit vehicles using Ghanaian ports en route to Burkina Faso in order to prevent delays or denial of entry at the border. Scam alert. It has come to the attention of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority that certain unscrupulous individuals are fraudulently using the name of the authority to deceive and defraud members of the public. These individuals have circulated a post on social media falsely claiming that GPHA is currently conducting a recruitment exercise and urging the public to engage with them. We wish to state emphatically that GPHA is not conducting any recruitment exercise at this time, and the authority has not authorized any individuals or entities to advertise or facilitate such activities on its behalf. We urge the general public to disregard these fraudulent messages and to verify any official communication directly through our authorized channels. GPHA remains committed to transparency and will always communicate legitimate opportunities through its official website and recognized media platforms.
All right, so we are now going to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week by way of local stories. Please enjoy.
The 2025 LCB Corporate Games has wrapped up in exciting fashion, with the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders crowned Accra Zone champions after a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Unique FC of the Regional Maritime University, while EZZYLINKS Logistics Company emerged Tema Zone champions following a tense penalty shootout win against Woma Africa Ghana Limited. Corbridge finished third in the Accra Zone, and the Tema Metropolitan Assembly took third place in the Tema Zone. Zonal winners received trophies, team medals, and cash prizes, while the runners-up earned medals and cash. The top goal scorer and best goalkeeper also took home cash awards. Organized by Crisis Management Solutions Company LCB Worldwide Ghana, the annual corporate football tournament is gaining recognition as a major sporting event for Ghana's maritime and logistics industry, drawing 16 teams across the two zones to foster teamwork, collaboration, and corporate wellness.
As a company, we are proud that at the end of the day, our objectives have been attained. It's good news that players who get opportunity to play the tournament are now playing other teams and all that. In the end, we are proud and we are happy that we are achieving our objectives.
Representatives from the 4 finalists commended LCB Worldwide Ghana for sustaining a competition that unites stakeholders from ports, shipping, logistics, and related sectors beyond the confines of work.
Yeah, Unique FC is a maritime industry in the Maritime University. Yeah, we are a group of boys who came together to form this team. Yeah, the journey has not been easy. Yeah, through the group stages and the semis.
Through this corporate games, it has drawn management attention to even have a third division, which we have started the process.
It's given our players exposures to different clubs, and then as we started, I think 2 of our players from this tournament has gotten clubs from different teams and which they are playing. So
the football brings harmony when people meet. It brings people from far and near together, and it has given us that kind of space to work also in the office.
This year's edition has reaffirmed the spirit of camaraderie and corporate excellence driving Ghana's maritime trade and logistics community, setting the stage for an even bigger and more competitive tournament in the years ahead. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has been adjudged the overall winner of the 2025 International Association of Ports and Harbours Sustainability Awards Community Building category for its outstanding contribution to sustainable port community development. This category received over 100 entries worldwide, shortlisted to 18 finalists, with GPHA emerging as the ultimate winner. The award panel was constituted by 15 expert jurors who did diligence in evaluating the entries. The prestigious award recognizes GPHA's exceptional community building project, which has demonstrated lasting social impact, inclusivity, and shared value creation between the ports and surrounding communities. The IAPH Sustainability Award celebrates the highest quality port sustainability initiatives from across the globe under the World Port Sustainability Program, a platform that promotes ports as proactive agents of sustainable change within the maritime industry. In announcing the winners for the 2025 edition, the IAPH commended GPHA for its comprehensive approach to community engagement, which integrates environmental stewardship, social investment, and collaborative development. The board chairman of GPHA, the Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia, led the GPHA team to receive the award. Delivering a speech on behalf of the authority, the Director General of GPHA, Brigadier General Paul Seydou Tanya-Kulono, expressed appreciation to the IAPH for the recognition and dedicated the award to the hardworking staff of the authority and its partner communities. He said, the award signifies GPHA's resilience and shared purpose within the community that it serves.
The Ghana Port and Harbours Authority ensures that the vibrancy of the ports of Tema and Takoradi directly improves the well-being of the Ghanaian people. This achievement is shared by our dedicated staff, stakeholders, and the communities whose crucial partnership makes this ambition possible.
This achievement, Brigadier General Tanya-Kulono noted, will propel the Port Authority to continue to serve its clients and stakeholders with the professionalism that they deserve.
Management and staff of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, I wish to state that we are honored to accept the 2025 IAPH Sustainability Award for Community Building. This award signifies our resilience and shared purpose with the communities that we serve. We believe that our success is not only measured by efficient vessel and cargo handling or our increasing traffic volumes, but by the positive impact that our activities have on the people's lives. Since true sustainability must directly benefit the people and the communities. Through our corporate social responsibility initiatives, focus on education, healthcare, environment stewardship, and economic empowerment.
President of the International Association of Ports and Harbours and CEO of the Hamburg Port Authority, Jan Meyer, lauded the remarkable progress of the global port community in advancing sustainable development. He noted that since its inception in 2018, the World Port Sustainability Program has evolved into a powerful global platform, showcasing over 516 innovative sustainability projects from 195 ports across 71 countries. The Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, in collaboration with Expertise France under the European Union's ENMA project, has concluded a 3-day journalist training program in Accra, Ghana, aimed at deepening understanding and reportage of maritime security, safety, and the blue economy across West and Central Africa. The program opened with remarks from Air Vice Marshal Frank Hansen, former Chief of Air Staff, Emmanuel Lecuyer, representing the ENMA project, and Albert Kwabna Jumfor, president of the Ghana Journalists Association. They emphasized the essential role of informed journalism in advancing maritime governance, public awareness, and regional cooperation.
It is time for me, I believe that the 3 days should embolden you to come out to tell the story in a way that Ghanaians will understand, to simplify the technicalities for the understanding of the ordinary Ghanaians. And this is what I expect from the journalists here.
Participants benefited from technical sessions on governance, complexities, legal frameworks, and international partnerships in the maritime domain, led by experts including Commodore Emmanuel Kafo, Naval Captain Nayele Akwe Ayi, Dr. Antonin Tisseron of the ENMA project, and Navy Captain Luis de Costa Cabral of the Atlantic Center in Lisbon, Portugal. The training featured a Ghana Navy sea trip and a practical tabletop exercise simulating crisis response and illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing scenarios, allowing journalists to connect theory with operational realities at sea. By the end of the program, participants were better equipped to communicate complex maritime issues accurately and to highlight both the security challenges and economic prospects shaping the Gulf of Guinea's maritime future.
At the outset, we set clear objectives to deepen your understanding of the maritime domain, to underscore its strategic importance, and to equip you with the terminologies and concepts needed to report accurately on maritime issues. And from the feedback we just got, it's been confirmed that these objectives have been met, fully met. Your engagement throughout the sessions and the quality of discourse leave me confident in your enhanced capacity to communicate maritime issues with clarity and depth. And we saw it during the tabletop exercise.
Ghana's Stephen Adjokatcher has been elected Vice President of the International Federation of Freight Forwarders Associations, FIATA, the global body for freight forwarders. The election took place at the National Convention Center in Hanoi, Vietnam, at the FIATA World Congress 2025. He beat stiff competition from 12 other candidates to emerge victorious. Other countries who contested the vice presidency included India, Italy, Colombia, Vietnam, Morocco, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Iran, Chinese Taipei, and Egypt. Stephen Adjokatcher, an astute freight forwarder of several decades, is also the president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, GIFF. The 2025 FIATA World Congress, under the theme Green and Resilient Logistics, took place from the 6th to the 10th of October 2025 and brought together more than 1,000 leaders in the logistics and transport sectors across the world. For almost 100 years, FIATA has been convening industry leaders and innovators in logistics at its flagship FIATA World Congress to discuss industry challenges and trends, hear perspectives from top industry leaders and their solutions, and exchange and network with supply chain actors from different parts of the logistics industry from all around the world. This annual event, which takes place around September and October, brings together around 700 to 1,000 participants from the logistics, transport, and cargo industries, as well as observers from other sectors and a number of institutional attendees. FIATA boasts of more than 6,000 members across the world.
All right, so those were happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week, and we are zooming into our discussion proper tonight. And tonight we're taking a look at strengthening maritime security through regional collaboration and strategic communication. And this comes on the back of the training program organized by the Gulf of Guinea Institute in collaboration with the France Expertise and indeed ENMA, that's the Enhanced Maritime Action in the Gulf of Guinea. And so tonight we've been privileged to assemble a team to help us digest these issues and see how best we can, as media personnel, contribute our quota by reporting accurately and factually in the maritime industry and to help, in the fight against illegalities along the Gulf of Guinea. We are privileged this evening to introduce to us Vice Admiral retired Issa Yakubu, who is the Executive Chairman of the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, GOGMI, and indeed is also the immediate past Chief of Naval Staff, Republic of Ghana. Good evening, sir, and welcome. Absolutely, awesome. All right, so we've also been joined via Zoom by Mr. Carlos Podifin. Mr. Podifin is a media strategy and communication consultant and the managing editor of Maritime Africa and Logistics Africa. Also joining us via Zoom. Good evening, sir. Carlos, and good to see you.
Good evening, Kennedy. Good to see you.
You look good.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the invitation.
Awesome. You're welcome. Glad to have you. Also joining us via Zoom is Madame Emmanuelle Lekuya, who is the public diplomacy and visibility expert at the ENMA project, that's the Enhanced Maritime Action in the Gulf of Guinea project. Good evening, ma'am, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, and thank you for the invitation.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I hope you are doing well.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so let's come into the studio. Great, there you are, looking gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Right, so let me come into the studio and come to Vice Admiral retired Issa Yakubu. And first of all, if you'd want to recap what happened and what necessitated actually the training program that you held for the media personnel, last week.
Thank you very much, Kennedy. First of all, let me say a very good evening to your cherished viewers, and to thank the Eye on the Port team for this program and for having us today.
Absolutely.
Going straight to the training for maritime journalists.
Yes.
The Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute is in partnership with the ENMA, which is the Enhanced Maritime Action in the Gulf of Guinea. It's an EU project. And we, from our analysis and the research we've been doing, we realize that there are gaps in maritime reporting. First of all, the maritime sector is an area that, because it is detached from where human beings live, we hardly take notice of what is happening in there. So it needs more awareness creation. But journalists are sometimes not very comfortable because it is a highly technical area, and reporting on it sometimes can be difficult. So we see that some of the reports come with not deliberate, but issues that are because of lack of capacity. So a decision was taken between ENMA and GOGMI to organize this training. It's just the beginning. And the training, the objective of the training was just to introduce journalists to the maritime sector, let them know the terminologies and the context, and also the issues that happen there, the importance of the environment, the threats that we face in that environment, and what is being done to deal with the threats, and also to point them to some techniques that they can use in their reportage. So, but I think what I saw as the best value of that training was the networking that we had, and we're very, very excited about the enthusiasm of the participants, and finally, the objectives that we had set were clearly met, but we think that we need more, and we will do our best.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. Let me come to you, Carlos, and tell you, what's your assessment of the training that we held last week? You were one of the resource persons.
Yeah, the training was very great, and I had the opportunity personally to share with journalists what we've been doing at Maritime Africa on reporting in the maritime and the blue economy sector in Africa. And as Vice Admiral said, the most important thing was the network that we were able to create with this training, and also the journalists who were there were able to better understand the maritime sector, and that is key, because if you want to really inform people, explain things, you have to understand what you are talking about. So that it was a great event, and it was very useful for all the journalists who were there.
Right, thank you very much. Emmanuel, your initial comments, how did the training program pan out for you?
Well, I think as Vice Admiral said, this training course was very fruitful, very interesting for all of us. I think we had two major objectives, and I think we definitely fulfilled them. The first one was to raise awareness on maritime security and safety issues in the Gulf of Guinea. We also wanted to provide some basic information on the EU action in the Gulf of Guinea, because the European Union is implementing some project in the region, and we also wanted to provide some information to the journalists regarding all the partnerships we have, regional partnerships, international partnerships in the region. So I think it was one objective that we definitely reached. And as the Vice Admiral Yakubu said, it was also a very good opportunity to create create a network, but also to reinforce the existing network between the journalists themselves in Ghana, but also on the international level, because and regional level, because there were also some participants online, and we hope that this network will be more and more intense and in terms of work, and that journalists will do everything to make it alive.
Awesome, great. Thank you very much. I think I had fun for all the 3 days, but what actually caught my attention was David Dembele's presentation, where he gave us some tools as media persons, to do our research. And I mean, I was intrigued. Some of the places, some of the addresses that he mentioned, I had never heard about them. Okay. But when he did, instantly, I went on my laptop, connected to the internet, and then I put my picture there, and it told me where it was taken.
Wow.
Yes, and then I also, the facial one, I put my face there, and then it's kind of like brought all the pictures that I have on the internet straight away with the names and everything, and I was amazed. It was a good and a fantastic session. Thank you so much, Gulf of Guinea. Let's now go into serious business, and to find out from you, Vice Admiral retired, how you assess the current state of maritime security coordination, as it were, among Gulf of Guinea countries, and what progress stands out in recent years.
Thank you very much. This is a very, very important question. But first of all, before we even talk about maritime security coordination,
yes.
We are always talking about the Gulf of Guinea. What is the Gulf of Guinea?
Absolutely,
I believe
yes.
this has been talked many times.
Yes.
It is a sea area enclosed between the coastal states of Senegal all the way to Angola. So it encompasses the whole of West and Central Africa.
Yeah.
And that area, water, the sea area there, is a vital shipping route.
Absolutely.
For international trade, as well as rich in fishery resources,
right,
and also offshore oil and gas.
Right.
Many of the countries are major producers or are even beginning to discover oil and gas in that area.
Right.
Unfortunately, it is also fraught with a lot of issues. We've all heard about armed robbery,
yes,
and piracy that peaked in the year 2020 before it started coming down.
Yes.
We also have trafficking of narcotics, human beings, other problems, illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing, and other threats. the biggest challenge we had was piracy then.
Yes.
And as I said, in the year 2020,
yes,
it was bad.
right,
We had 84 recorded attacks and 135 kidnapping of crew members from ships. And it was about 95% of all global attacks globally.
Right.
So the UN Security Council took note of that, and in 2022, they issued UN Security Council Resolution 2634,
right,
which called on Gulf of Guinea states to have national maritime strategies as well as look for ways to coordinate their activities.
Absolutely.
But there had been an earlier resolution in 2012, and that resolution called on us to come together and work together, because before then, each country was on its own.
Yeah, sure.
And the sea area, there are no fiscal boundaries, so the criminals were taking advantage of this situation.
Are you talking about the Yaoundé architecture?
So the coastal states, and even including the landlocks, they came together in Yaoundé in 2013, where they signed the Yaoundé Code of Conduct.
Yes.
And out of that, they created the Yaoundé Architecture for Maritime Security.
Right.
So with that architecture, we have at the pinnacle the Inter-Regional Coordinating Center, which is in Yaoundé.
Yes.
We have the two regional coordinating centers.
Right.
The Central Africa one, Chris-Mark, is Port Noir in the Republic of Congo, whilst the West African one is in Abidjan, Chris-Mark. So, and then they've divided the whole area into 5 zones.
Right.
Ghana is hosting one of the zones, Zone F.
Right.
So we have 6 countries. So with that, that is our main framework for coordination. And we can see that from that time until now, there has been marked improvement in coordination.
Yes.
But they also face challenges.
Right.
The Inter-Regional Coordinating Council, which is at the pinnacle, I can say it's almost abandoned now. Out of an established strength of 26, they are supposed to have 26 international staff.
Right.
We have only 1 person manning the place. So, and then it cuts across the other centers, and because the regional bodies are not paying their dues, and we hope that with all this awareness being created, they will be able to keep that architecture going.
Okay.
So that is the time. We also have the national, in fact, the same Security Council resolution called on us to establish maritime operation centers, national maritime operation centers.
Okay.
Many of the countries do have. Unfortunately, Ghana doesn't have a national maritime operation center, but various agencies have their own centers. I hear now they are trying to create one, which they call the Fusion Center. It's being led by Ghana Maritime Authority.
Right.
So, as at now, the Ghana Navy Maritime Operations Center in Accra serves as the National Maritime Operations Center. And they are in touch with all the other coastal states' maritime operations centers. There are other ways of coordination, particularly with the involvement of our partners.
Yes.
We have the Gulf of Guinea Interregional Network. We have the SHADE, which is a system for deconfliction. And so, in general, I would say that coordination has improved drastically, but a lot more can be done, particularly to build capacity of the Yaoundé architecture, and also to build capacity of the human capacity, which we have just started with journalists. We will go into the actual practitioners to build their capacity so that we can cooperate better.
Absolutely.
Piracy has gone down, but the drivers are still there.
Okay.
We all know the drivers, the unemployment, the dwindling fishing stocks, governance issues, and other challenges are creating, that are still available. So there are still concerns in the international community that even though it is gone down, it is not gone away. It's possible that it will come back.
Right.
So we are still watching.
Okay. Awesome. The good news is that piracy has gone down, just that the symptoms you say are still there, the drivers are still there, and we need to work at eliminating them.
Yes.
Awesome. That's good news for the Gulf of Guinea. Let me come to Emmanuel and find out from you. The ENMAR project has been instrumental in supporting maritime governance across several coastal states. Now, could you begin by sharing the project's overarching vision and how it aligns with regional priorities in the Gulf of Guinea area?
Well, thank you for this question. So the ENMAR project enhances maritime action in the Gulf of Guinea. So ENMAR in short has been created 3 years ago. It is a EU-funded project implemented by Expertise France, a French international cooperation agency. Our main mandate is to support the European External Action Service to increase awareness and visibility on the EU action in the domain of maritime safety and security in the Gulf of Guinea. And to do so, our approach is based on enhancing the collaboration between the European Union and the regional partners. So we work closely with the EU delegations in the 19 coastal states and the EU member states, as well as with the African partners, so such as the African navies, but also with the Yaoundé architecture. And furthermore, we also try to facilitate the cooperation between the African partners, between themselves. So it is mainly the EU approach in terms of implementing cooperation programs and projects. If I looking to ENMAR, we have 4 main objectives. Very briefly, the first one is to reinforce the political dialogue between various actors in the Gulf of Guinea on maritime security. The second one is to improve the relevance and coherence of EU initiative in maritime security and safety in the region. The third one is to strengthen the operational capacities of national and regional institutional partners on maritime security and safety. And finally, to raise awareness of EU action on maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea. So looking specifically on how the ENMAR project aligns with regional priorities in the Gulf of Guinea, I would say that it is key for us, especially in the framework of capacity building, to align with the priorities expressed by our regional partners. And to do so, we are always listening to the challenges and needs of our partners. And we can then elaborate on common activities. We can elaborate common activities in close collaboration to make sure our regional partners will benefit directly from these initiatives.
Great. All right, so we know that collaborations with institutions like the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute has been central to ENMAR's work. And how do such partnerships help translate international frameworks into practical, locally owned solutions?
Well, actually, we can't work alone on maritime security and safety issues in the Gulf of Guinea. So we need to develop partnerships. So for us, local partners are aware of the challenges they face and the best solutions which can be found. But beyond what is most important for the ENMAR projects and for us all is that this action becomes sustainable. So this is the reason why we insist on the fact that each local or regional partners we work with takes the lead on their own activity to make it sustainable in the long term. And as an EU-funded project, which is usually limited to 3 years, our role is to create opportunities, to initiate actions and to encourage partnerships. And so regarding to our collaboration with GOGME and the organization of this training course for journalists and media practitioners during this week, this common approach allowed synergies, and now maybe we can think about developing new activities for the futures based on identified needs.
Right. Thank you very much indeed. Please stay with us. You are not going yet. We are not done. Let me go to Carlos. As a professional in the maritime domain, in the media space, I just want to find out from you how you assess the current landscape of maritime communication and information sharing in our part of the world, particularly West and Central Africa.
Well, Kennedy, I can say that we've come a long way, But honestly, maritime communication in Western and Central Africa is still too reactive. Most media only report on events, like when something happened, piracy attacks, a new policy, but we have to shift from reactive communication to proactive. That is, we have to start connecting dots, explaining things, and even anticipating things. I know that with Iron Port, you are doing a very great job on that, and on Maritime Africa, we are doing that too.
Thank you so much.
But still, when we try to engage deeply with institutions like port, navies, and other regional bodies, we hit a wall. So what I can say that we need more collaboration between journalists, institutions, regional agencies. We have to share consistently information. We have to create a communication ecosystem that does not only inform, but also can influence policies. So we have to work better on how we communicate on the maritime issues in the Gulf of Guinea.
Have you been able to identify what gaps there are in the way institutions in the maritime sector kind of engage the media, and how can these relationships or partnerships be harnessed for the mutual benefit of all the parties?
As I said, we need to collaborate. You see, for now, maritime institutions, they see media as their megaphone. Like, they call upon the media just when they want the media to talk about what they've done, new result, new service, things like that. But we have to create a partnership. And when we talk about partnership, it means that media people should also go to them to seek more understanding, to ask backup a question when they say, for example, the Vice Admiral was saying there is a drop in piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. Why is it so? Is that so? So what has happened? What are the different measures that have been taken, and what is done to sustain that thing? So I think nowadays, media maritime institutions in the Gulf of Guinea should start going for media partners in order to enhance their understanding on the maritime sector, on maritime issues, and also to allow them to ask more questions, to deepen informations, and to share things. And also, it will help them to show their problems and drive a result in impactful decision from the governments.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Let me come in studio to Vice Admiral retired Issa Yakubu and find out from you, from your perspective, candidly, if there are any structural or operational gaps that still exist as well between policy formulation and implementation in safeguarding the maritime domain.
Thank you very much. Seriously, there are, and I just want to hammer on two. I'm now coming national in Ghana.
Absolutely.
If we are able to deal with these two issues, I believe we will go far. The first one is to do with criminalizing piracy.
Okay.
The same UN Security Council Resolution 2634 that I mentioned was championed by Ghana and Norway. I mean, we were the sponsors of that resolution. And the resolution called on coastal states in the Gulf of Guinea to make domestic laws to criminalize piracy so that if there are any attacks, they will be able to try them. We have had those experiences where the pirates are arrested and you don't have the laws that you can use to prosecute them. Yeah. Unfortunately, Ghana is one of the countries that has not yet achieved that objective.
Yes.
I know 5 countries have done that. Nigeria is one. They have the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Act. And also we have other countries, about 5 countries in our region. Togo definitely is one as well, and Senegal.
Right.
So Ghana, not that we haven't done anything. The process was initiated, and I know it went very far.
Right.
All the way to the Attorney General, and then come back to Maritime Authority. But we don't know where it is hanging now.
At the moment.
But 3 years down the line, I think it's too long for us to take that bill to Parliament and have it pass into law.
Right.
So I'm calling on the Ghana Maritime Authority and the Ministry of Transport to do well and get that law passed. So it's one major policy, because the judicial finish is critical to resolving our maritime challenges.
Right.
The second one, the resolution also called for countries to develop maritime strategies, national maritime strategies. That one too, we did well. Over a period of time, Ghana was able to develop the National Integrated Maritime Strategy,
the NIMS,
NIMS, which was published and launched by the former president. That was in 2023. It was launched in 2023. But until now, the frameworks that are to make it active have not been implemented.
Right.
So it is just lying on the shelf. So that is something else we need to look at. It helps to bring all the internal agencies. In the first question, we're talking about coordination.
Yes.
I talked mostly about regional coordination.
Yes.
But internal coordination among the different agencies is also important. And this is captured in the National Integrated Maritime Strategy.
Right.
So that is another challenge I'm throwing to all of us to make sure that we implement the National Integrated Maritime Strategy. It will help all of us. There are other policy issues that can be dealt with. But if we are able to deal with these two, I think we'll go far.
But how is it that we're able to sink so much money, resources, energy into, unleashing such fine documents, and then implementation becomes a problem? And that's one challenge we've always had as a country.
It is a challenge, and we all have to work together to deal with it.
Now, you have often highlighted the importance of human capacity building. In your initial submission, you mentioned the rationale behind the training program that you did recently. That was last week. And how vital are journalists, training programs, and research collaborations in strengthening the maritime security ecosystem?
Thank you very much. I think, as Carlos said, we said piracy has gone down from a peak of in 2020. Then it went straight down. Between 2021 and 2024, we had no attacks. So it's left with journalists to be able to come and find out why did it go down. And what can we do to sustain it? I think that is some of the areas. But capacity building generally, we've already talked about the need for journalists, which we have started. But the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, we have also been doing other capacity building things. We've done women and youth in technical capacity in the maritime industry, where we train women and youth, give them awareness, let them know what opportunities are available. Then we have a Blue Career and Business Expo that we did. So many other capacity building program. But where we want to go into now is about maritime governance. And so we are now contacting, particularly within Ghana, the different agencies. They have a lot of capacity gaps. So you see people sitting at Ghana Maritime Authority. They are supposed to be technical staff, but they do not have the capacity. Actually, the Director General himself has mentioned this. So we want to work with them to help build the necessary capacity. And we've approached some of these maritime agencies. We can either do tailored programs for them based on what they do, or we can put up a course that encompasses most of the things they do. Then we open it to all the agencies. But capacity building is critical, particularly the human capacity. You can have all the equipment, all the assets, everything.
Yeah.
If the human capacity is weak,
Right.
you will get nowhere. So this another place I want to thank ENMA. They have been very much engaged in this capacity building projects, and that's why they sponsored this journalist training. And their project is coming to an end. We are praying that there will be a second cohort,
Right.
and we hope and believe that they would continue to work with us to support us. GOGME is a non-profit institute.
Yes.
We don't have any dedicated funding source. It is when we get grants that we are able to do things. So even we shouldn't be looking only outside. We will come and approach your DG at the Port Authority. He's a great friend of mine, and I know he would support those efforts so that we all work together to build capacity in the industry.
Absolutely.
It's very important.
Absolutely.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right, so let me come to Carlos. Carlos, how important is specialized maritime journalism in shaping public understanding and influencing policy toward better maritime governance? I'm always for a specialization in the maritime industry as far as the media is concerned.
Yes, you know, media is the fourth power. And if journalists want to use that power, they have to understand what they are talking about. It's just like Vice Admiral said, there are some people working in some institution, but they don't have the capacity to impact the sector. So today, if a journalist does not understand what is happening, if he cannot make the difference between piracy and armed robbery, if he cannot understand the different institutions, what is their role, how they should do things, he cannot explain things clearly, because maritime is a word on its own, and it's a very technical sector. So they have to understand it to make it clear, credible, and turn it into engaging stories so that it will help more people to understand things and also know what are the different efforts that the institution, the government, and everybody is doing to impact that sector. And also, you know, as the Vice Admiral said, there are a lot of challenges that even the maritime institutions are facing. So if a journalist is able to report on things, to follow stories, to deepen things with his knowledge of the maritime sector, he will be really, really capable on to drive a policy impact. So that's it. They have to understand what they are talking about. That is crucial, and it is the backbone of the fact that journalists should impact the maritime sector. They have to understand what they are talking about.
Awesome. Great. Let me come to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, from your experience, what key lessons have emerged from the recent journalist training program here in Accra in terms of bridging the communication gap between maritime practitioners and the media?
Well, thank you for this question. Actually, we wanted this training course to be an opportunity to raise awareness on maritime security and safety issues in the Gulf of Guinea. As Carlos said before, it's key for the journalists to know more about the subject itself before they can communicate on it. So it was a first step to provide some knowledge to the participants and to encourage them to search for more information for their respective media. And so information sharing was the first priority of this session. And we had the chance to have with us a full range of diverse speakers and presentations which covered the major issues of maritime safety and security in the region. And I think it was a very good start to create interest towards these specific topics and to provide a list of sources and resources where they may find further information. And as in terms of achievements, again, I think we also reached this another goal I was talking about before, this needs to create and increase a network. So I hope this training course was also the opportunity to increase the networking between the journalists, the media practitioners, and all the key actors in the domain in Ghana, especially, but also in the region.
Right. Okay, so let me just add this one, whether you know that capacity building is at the heart of sustainable security, and how does ENMA, your organization, ensure that the knowledge and skills developed through engagements are retained and applied within local institutions over time?
Yes, in NMAR, we believe that our role is to support and follow up the initiatives, and also to stay available to listen to our partners and to respond as much as possible to their requests. But then, that being said, it is true that our capacity is limited over time. This is why we developed partnerships and cooperation to make sure our partners can capitalize on these implemented activities. So we fully rely on our partners to make the activities sustainable.
Oh, great. Okay, so thank you very much. But don't leave. We're still going to come back to you. But this is Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. And tonight we are taking a look at how to strengthen maritime security through regional collaboration and strategic communication. And this particular topic comes on the back of a training program for media personnel organized by the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, GOGMI, in collaboration with Expertise France and ENMA. That's Enhanced Maritime Action in the Gulf of Guinea. With us this evening during the discussion, Vice Admiral Retired Issa Yakubu, who is the Executive Chairman of Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, GOGMI. He's also the immediate past Chief of Naval Staff, Republic of Ghana. Also joining us via Zoom is Carlos Bodefin, who is a media strategy and communication consultant and managing editor of Maritime Africa and Logistic Africa. Indeed, also on the line you just heard here, Emmanuel Lekuya, who is a public diplomacy and visibility expert at ENMA project. Please stay with us. We're going for a break. While we continue the show, don't go away.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Ufilia, huh? Ubefil. Goil, good energy. Ja, ya, ya.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Serene Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool. It's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. FIBA is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Implementation of axle load regulation by Burkina Faso. The attention of all stakeholders, particularly those engaged in the transit trade, is drawn to the decision by the government of Burkina Faso through the Burkina Faso Road Safety Authority to commence the implementation of UEMOA Regulation number 14/2005 CM UEMOA effective September 1, 2025. This regulation seeks to harmonize standards and procedures for controlling the gross weight, axle load, and dimensions of heavy goods vehicles across UEMOA member states. Transitional measures. Effective September 1, 2025, all non-compliant trucks, domestic and foreign, will be denied access to Burkina Faso's road network. All stakeholders are strongly advised to take note of this directive and comply accordingly. This enforcement will also apply to transit vehicles using Ghanaian ports en route to Burkina Faso in order to prevent delays or denial of entry at the border. Scam alert. It has come to the attention of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority that certain unscrupulous individuals are fraudulently using the name of the authority to deceive and defraud members of the public. These individuals have circulated a post on social media falsely claiming that GPHA is currently conducting a recruitment exercise and urging the public to engage with them. We wish to state emphatically that GPHA is not conducting any recruitment exercise at this this time, and the authority has not authorized any individuals or entities to advertise or facilitate such activities on its behalf. We urge the general public to disregard these fraudulent messages and to verify any official communication directly through our authorized channels. GPHA remains committed to transparency and will always communicate legitimate opportunities through its official website and recognized media platforms.
All right, so welcome back. This is our report here on Metro TV, and like I said, tonight we're taking a look at how to strengthen maritime security through regional collaboration and strategic communication, coming on the back of a training program for media personnel in Ghana by the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute in collaboration with France Expertise and the ENMA project, that's Enhanced Maritime Action in the Gulf of Guinea. With us in the studios, Vice Admiral Retired Issa Yakubu, who is the Executive Chairman of the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute and indeed the immediate past Chief of Naval Staff, Republic of Ghana. Joining us via Zoom is Carlos Podifin, who is the media strategy and communication consultant, as well as managing editor of Maritime Africa and Logistics Africa. Indeed, also on Zoom is Emmanuel Lekuya, who is a public diplomacy and visibility expert at the ENMA project. Let me come to you. I've been told that we can activate the phone line. So if you have any questions, you have any comments you want to make on the show, please do have your messages as well. I shall be taking them and eliciting some responses for you. But the number to dial is right here on your screen. I saw some of you were calling the WhatsApp line. The number to dial is 0245-834980, 0245-834980. You can call in and contribute to the discussion. Let me come to Vice Admiral, I beg your pardon.
Sure. Thank you.
Vice Admiral. And then find out from you how the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute can collaborate more effectively with communication platforms and international partners to ensure continuity and African ownership of maritime security programs.
Thank you very much. As I said earlier, the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, we have one vision, and our vision is to be the lead maritime security agency, giving local content and also promoting the maritime industry and maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea.
Right.
And we have a lot of other agencies, organizations, and international partners with the same objective. We have, for internationally, we have a number of organizations that collaborate with us.
Yes.
And as I said, we are engaged in many other programs. I mentioned a few of them. Some are coming online, like our research hub, which we are going to set up to even assist those who are doing higher advanced studies in maritime affairs.
Yes.
To be able to come into our research hub, conduct their research with us, and also to help publish their journals and things like that.
Right.
So, but our main focus is also, you know, we as Africans, we have a natural aversion for the sea.
Mm-hmm.
You always see that the African generally is a non-swimmer.
Yes.
Even our own fishermen, when they come back from sea, they don't want their houses to be along the coast.
Yeah, sure.
They go inland to go and stay. And those who even build along the coast,
yes,
they have their backs to the sea.
Absolutely.
And these have historical antecedents. The Africans see the sea as something that brought very bad things to us, yes, like slavery, colonialism, and other things. And I think that mindset is still with us.
Right.
So together with the media, we have to create awareness about the importance of the sea.
Right.
And then to get particularly our local organizations to collaborate with us.
Yes.
We are reaching out now to some of them. The area we are more particularly interested in, as I said, is capacity building.
Right.
And we are not going to go imposing on anybody what kind of capacity building. We sit down with you, do an assessment of what you do, and then we can develop tailored programs for the various agencies. And those who are also interested in our research or advocacy and capacity building areas can always reach out to us. Our contacts are there. Once they search for gogme.org.gh, they would find everything that we do and what we are coming. Right now, we have a few programs coming up.
Right.
We have the Maritime Security Strategy Development and Implementation course.
Okay.
This will be the second cohort.
Right.
The first cohort was run. That one we do it online and make it very flexible.
Right.
And you have to go online to go and register.
Yes.
Also, we are developing other programs. Ghana Maritime Authority and other agencies, GPHA, they need things, capacities in the areas of marine casualty investigation, some of safety of life at sea, and things like that. So we want to collaborate with them to achieve all these things, but we have to have the dedicated funding sources. And we believe that together and with our international partners' support, we will be able to achieve that.
Awesome. All right. To some messages, I'll be coming to Carlos pretty shortly, but this one says, good evening, good discussion, my take. The Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, in collaboration with the Regional Maritime University, should consider introducing a specialized course in maritime communication strategy and reporting. Now, this initiative would help train more professionals within the maritime space and enhance communication efficiency and strategic awareness across the sector. Engineer Nate sent in this one. Thank you so much, Engineer, my very good brother and friend. I just want to find out from you, Carlos, if you are still with us. In your view, what role does cross-border collaboration among journalists play in promoting transparency and accountability in maritime governance?
As of now, I don't think that that's collaboration between journalists in Africa is working. We don't have it now, but at Maritime Africa, we've been working on it because it's important for journalists also to share experiences from other parts of Africa, to know how in other countries journalists were able to impact the sector. You know, one of the biggest problems journalists, specialized journalists in the maritime sector are facing is that a lot of maritime institutions don't have dedicated communication officer. So they don't really know the importance of engaging consistently with journalists and not using them only as megaphone. So I think by collaborating with other journalists in Africa, we might share some tips about how some journalists were able to break that wall and be able to really create that partnership with the maritime institution. So I think they will learn a lot. We will learn a lot if we are able to create that community of maritime journalists in which we can share informations, we can share experiences, and also we can give more voice to maritime practitioners in Africa. On Maritime Africa, we do it a lot already, but we still need more people, more journalists to engage with, and also with you on Ion Port.
All right, great. Thank you very much indeed. Please stay with us. There are some messages here. We'll see whether there are some for you to respond to. This one is from Lawrence Nakra. It says, journalists must find out why piracy has gone down and what Ghana can do to sustain it. Vice Admiral.
Yes.
What happened? I mean, apart from the collaboration and the architecture and all the steps that have been put in place to stem the tide of piracy in the Gulf of Guinea, what were some of the other things that happened, and how can we sustain this particular momentum?
Thank you very much. It is all about investment. One of the things I'll talk about is that when the piracy got to its peak, Benin is a maritime nation.
Yes.
And it has a free port. And a big chunk of its GDP comes from its shipping and port activities.
Yes.
So when piracy got to its peak,
Yes.
and their port was almost closing down, and I remember their then president, Yai Bonyi, was the one who approached the United Nations and international partners.
Right.
And they started with all these resolutions and support. So that is how all this Yaoundé Code of Conduct and Architecture came about. And so it has been very helpful because of the coordination and information sharing.
Right.
So regional navy started seeing the importance of the maritime domain and started investing. And I want to single out Nigeria,
right.
Which did what we call the Deep Blue Project.
Right.
And it cost them about $195 million to buy ships, aircraft, drones, and all sorts of things. And they also installed a state-of-the-art surveillance system in the country, and they could see everything. So Nigeria did very well. Ghana didn't do badly. We also invested. I know Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, they all invested heavily. So the coastal states did their part.
Right.
Then also we had the support of our international partners. They came in, supported the Yaoundé architecture, and also brought in what we call, they brought in their own warships to assist us.
Right.
So they called it the Coordinated Maritime Presence. Yes. So they also came in to assist. But when the Ukraine war started, they vanished. They all vanished. So we cannot rely on our partners all the time.
Right.
We have to be self-sustaining. That is why we are urging our governments to continue investing in maritime security.
Right.
And when we talk about investments, we are talking about the ships, the platforms, the maritime domain awareness.
Yes.
That is the surveillance, to be able to know what is happening at sea. Ghana, we have signed a contract, and I know it was ongoing to install. We had the VTMI, Vessel Traffic Management Information System before, but it is an old system, and they are in the process of replacing it. Yeah. And so that started during the previous regime, and I know the current regime is continuing with it.
Absolutely.
So if we also get that system, we'll be able to sustain what we are doing. But it was different things that we did. We also had some innovative measures, like here in Ghana, because we didn't have ships, and most of the targets were fishing vessels. We had to put armed guards on the fishing vessels when they are going to sea. And on a number of occasions, they were able to stop the pirates. So when the pirates got to know that all Ghana fishing vessels have armed guards on them, they were now no-go areas. They didn't attack them anymore. So a lot of things, but all of them are not sustainable until we have sustainable investment in that industry. So that's what we are hoping for.
All right, absolutely. Ababio in Kumasi says, Admiral, do you think West African countries are doing enough to maintain momentum after all these years of regional cooperation on maritime security?
I think a lot more can be done. As I said, the system is not being given the necessary resources. I mentioned the situation of the Interregional Coordinating Center. It's not only that, even the regional centers and the zonal centers, they all are lacking a lot. And they have not been able to deploy the international staff that they are supposed to deploy so that we can be able to coordinate our activities even better. So the regional body, ECOWAS and ECAS, can do better, as well as the coastal states themselves. We can do better.
Okay. All right. Brighton Kaswa says, is interagency coordination at sea improving, or are we still struggling with tough lines between navies, maritime authorities, and other institutions and stakeholders?
Great question. I'll say yes, there is some improvement, but there's more room for improvement. We developed what we call the harmonized standard operating procedures, and which spells out the rules of each agency and the mechanisms with which we use to cooperate. And then the NIMS, as I said, the National Integrated Maritime Strategy, would also help us to be able to coordinate better. But as for the protection of theft, it's always there.
Absolutely.
We have to break through it. And please, if you can spare me a minute, I want to talk about the blue economy. the best practice we are getting now is countries are setting up blue economy ministries.
Yes.
I know Nigeria has,
Yes.
and even some Asian countries.
Right.
And in Ghana, I want to commend the government for starting a blue economy commission.
Right.
Unfortunately, they situated it at the Ministry of Fisheries.
Yes.
It should be the other way around.
Right.
We should rather have the Blue Economy Ministry and the
Yes.
Fisheries Commission will be under it, because blue economy is bigger than fisheries.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I know the minister is aware of this challenge.
Right.
They can either put it at the presidency or have a ministry, realign the agencies.
At the presidency for priority's sake.
For priority's sake. Or they can make it a ministry, realign the agencies.
Right.
That will help more coordination.
Absolutely.
If we put up a blue economy ministry,
Right.
so that all the agencies are under one minister.
Right.
It's because we have so many ministries involved in the same thing, and the rules are overlapping rules and things. That's why we have the turf wars.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Bonahene Frederick says, hi, Ms. Lekuya, how does the ENMA project measure success beyond workshops? And what indicators show that capacity building is translating into real-world impact? Emmanuel?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, there's a questioner, a texter here, who is asking, how does the ENMA project measure success beyond workshops? What indicators show that capacity building is translating into real-world impact?
Yes, so I think one of the key indicator in this following the training would be that, as Carlos said before, to be able to engage more the journalists. So I think one of the main results would be to get journalist community which could become stronger and much more organized, so that we could spread accurate information on maritime security issues in the region. And so yes, in terms of indicators, I think this would be a very good first step to be achieved.
All right, great. Okay, so I think we have barely just 1 minute to go. Let me take your final word, Carlos, and then I'll come and take some 30-second final words from each one of you, and we wrap up.
Thank you very much, Kennedy, for inviting me to this program. I thank also ENMA and GOGMI and all the journalists who were at the training. It was very great, and I wish we could meet another time to share more information. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Let me come to you, Emmanuel, your final words.
Yes, I hope this is the beginning of a fruitful collaboration with all our partners, and to better engage the journalist community and to better communicate on all these so interesting maritime issues.
Right. Thank you very much indeed. And then let me come to Vice Admiral Issa Yakubu.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the Eye on the Port for this great opportunity, and for all the participants of the journalist training. And special thanks to our partners, ENMA, who have been very supportive in doing a lot of things. I want to say that as journalists, fish out for the information, because it is not all bad news. The GPHA had a record container throughput of 1.7 million TEUs in 2024. And that is the dividend of maritime security.
Right.
Because of the security we are having. So it is good to invest in maritime security, and that will help to grow our economy.
Absolutely.
So let's keep working together Right. And I wish you well. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much indeed, Vice Admiral retired Issa Yakubu, Executive Chairman, Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, and immediate past Chief of Naval Staff, Republic of Ghana. We're grateful to you. Grateful to you, Carlos Kodefin, Media Strategy and Communication Consultant and Managing Editor, Maritime Africa and Logistic Africa, and indeed Emmanuel Lekuya, Public Diplomacy and Visibility Expert, NMAR Project. Indeed, some sad news coming in. We have a statement from the Ghana Maritime Authority dated today, 12 October 2025, says, tragic Volta Lake boat incident near Kitikrachi. And the statement says the Ghana Maritime Authority, GMA, confirms a fatal boat disaster that occurred on the Volta Lake near Kitikrachi on the night of Saturday, October 11, 2025, resulting in a devastating loss of lives. The incident occurred at approximately 1:30 p.m. When a small boat carrying passengers reportedly returning from a funeral at Okuma to Boveme, both in the Krachi West District of the Oti region, tragically capsized. Preliminary reports indicate that the boat was grossly overloaded beyond its safe operational capacity. The disaster has tragically claimed 15 lives in total. Tragically, 11 of the deceased were children between the ages of 2 and 14 years. That's 5 males and 6 females. And the remaining 4 victims were adults, 3 women and 1 man, aged between 18 and 64 years. Now, 4 other adults who were on board survived the accident. The bodies of the 12 of the deceased have been deposited at the Kitikrachi and Ura Government Hospital mortuaries, while the remaining 3 children have since been laid to rest. That's the remains of the 3 children have since been laid to rest. Now, the Ghana Maritime Authority views this incident as a critical and unacceptable breach of safety and standards and is committed to full transparency and decisive corrective action. It says, 1, deployment of investigation team. The GMA has deployed a specialized investigative team comprising maritime safety inspectors and personnel from the Navy Task Force in Dambai to the scene. The team's mandate is to establish the precise cause of the accident, identify any violations of safety regulations, and ensure that all responsible parties are held fully accountable under the law. 2, constitution of a high-level casualty investigation committee. In collaboration with the Ministry of Transport, the Ghana Maritime Authority will immediately constitute a high-level casualty investigations committee to undertake a comprehensive investigation, and the committee's findings will inform urgent enforcement measures to prevent a recurrence of such tragedies on our inland waterways. And 3, enhanced enforcement action. The GMA is launching an extensive and sustained lakeside safety enforcement operation to ensure that all boats, especially those operating at night, strictly comply with passenger limits, mandatory life jacket use, and operational permit requirements. Boats found in flagrant breach of safety laws will be seized and its operators prosecuted. The Ghana Maritime Authority extends its deepest and most heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and the Kitikrachi community who are enduring an unimaginable loss. The sheer number of young lives cut short leaves an indelible pain on the heart of the nation. The GMA reaffirms its unwavering commitment to improving and strictly enforcing safe water transport across all communities along the Volta Lake. We appeal to every citizen, community elder, and family member living along the lakeshore to act as vigilant custodians of safety. Do not board any boat that is visibly overloaded or lacks life jackets. Your vigilance and refusal could save lives, especially those of children. The GMA remains resolute and unraveling the root cause of this disaster and implementing measures to ensure that no such tragedy ever occurs again on the Volta Lake. Signed and issued by the Public Relations Unit of the Ghana Maritime Authority. A very sad incident, the 15 lives lost, and we commiserate with the bereaved families and the entire Kitikrachi community, indeed, and the broader Oti region. And that's how we do the curtain on tonight's edition of Iron Port here on Metro TV. Indeed, it's brought to you by the Ghana Regional Authority, GOIL PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, NPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA. We invite you to watch the abridged version of Iron Port on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on Ghana Television, GTV. We invite you to also keep watching the rest of our programs here, and God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Iron Port program. My name is Kennedy Mona. Thank you so much for choosing us. We wish you a super week ahead, and we thank you so much for being with us always and always. Have a blessed week ahead. Bye.